Hello, everybody. I am Ren Michaelis, and today I am talking to you through my Kindle Fire because the audio of my webcam is too low. However, I'm not sure if you guys could hear the air conditioner. That's right, I'm wearing headphones. The air conditioner is really loud. Anyway, so basically, Tim Blake goes full all lives matter when talking about Lawrence Southern. He says Lawrence Southern tries to say that white farmers are being targeted in South Africa, but if you actually look at the stats, white people own most of the farms, and yet in the deadliest murder years recorded, 33% of the victims were black. That's convenient information for her. This is suppressed evidence. Here, Tim Blake is being very disingenuous because in the very screenshots he took, sure, it says that 33% were black, but it also says that 62% were white. 62% were whites, but he is going to focus on the 33% that were black. Now, when it comes to America, we've all seen ContraPoint's video. Is America still racist? And Contra's arguments for what makes America still racist is that a disproportionate amount of black people are in jail, even though black people make up 13% of American society, 52% are in jail. It's like, okay, 13% of people, and like 52% of them are in jail. Why are 13%, of society are overrepresented in jail? Yet white people are, a minority in Africa, and yet 61% of them have been attacked. And there are politicians chanting, kill the Boer. There are politicians and organizations saying that they're coming for, their land. They are not slaughtering hospitals. If you reverse the races, the left would have a problem with it. So I think that's what's Lauren's agenda. Her goal was probably to get them to make the all lives arguments or the all lives matter arguments, which they have. When the roles are reversed, they go all lives matter, because black people are a minority in the United States. White people are a minority in South Africa. Black people are disproportionately in Chile and America. White people are disproportionately being attacked and murdered in South Africa. To be completely consistent, you would have to agree that Lawrence Southern was in the right to highlight white issues. But for me, being all lives matter, I've been all lives matter since for 2 or 3 years now. I've been all lives matter. It's only okay for me to go like, oh yeah, like you should like bring up like some ways that black people suffered in South Africa, because it's kind of like like when you just focus on white deaths, people like the alt-rights could use it. But it's kind of like the same thing would be true in the United States of America. Like for me, I'm like, all lives matter. And yes, that's the way. It's not going all like one. It's not going on all one-sided, because there would always going to be like white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, whatnot. So there are going to be all of these different groups of people that have had a bad experience in the United States. Like what about Hispanics who've had a bad experience in the USA with the cops? What about the Asians who've had a bad experience? Now, if you're going to go, well, black people, because black people are disproportionately affected, Then, like, and this is in the screenshots that Tim Blake took, 62% of white people were negatively affected, whereas only 33% of black people were negatively affected. So yeah, I mean, Sam Blake, and he was the only one, like, I was arguing with a person on Twitter called, Social Equalizer, and they, reverted to, like, all lives matter. It would be great to, show, like, one person, a black person, who's had negative and terrible experiences, but then that's all lives matter, where it's like, what about the white people who've had, negative experiences with the cops in the United States? If you're gonna go like, let's focus on black people because, it's disproportionately affecting black people, then Lauren Southern is in the right to make this a white issues topic. Because the goal of this is to make you look like a hypocrite, which I would say if that's her goal, then she would do a good job at it. And if the very first thing that comes to your mind is, well, Lauren Southern is racist, then she just hates, black people and that's it, then what does that say about you? It's the exact same arguments in reverse, and it was like in the hypotheticals for a long time. For a long time, Sargon and many other anti-feminists have been saying, I bet if the roles were reversed, you would still only care about, black people. This is Sargon. Like, if you watch This Week in Stupid, if you never ever missed a single episode, he would keep going, well, if the roles were reversed and, black people were the majority and white people were a minority, you would still not care about white people if the roles were reversed. And, you're proving people rights. You're proving people rights by, bringing race to the matter. Me being an egalitarian, for me in America, all lives matter. We should focus on everybody who's had a bad experience with the cops, not just black people. And with, South Africa, all lives matter. Even if a group is disproportionately affected, I don't think it should be highlighted as one race. It should still be like, oh, let's be consistent in our views and like, yeah, like, let's highlight black people, because it softens the tone, it doesn't make it like, oh yeah, it's just a whites only thing. It's, this is happening to some black people. It's happening, to some Asians, like 4.4% of Asians. It's happening to different groups. So in the end, for me, I am mindful of the things I say. I try to be mindful of the things I say because I do not want to come across as a hypocrite. But it seems kind of like by saying that Lauren Southern is a racist, you're kind of calling yourself a racist because you have no problem like watching ContraPoints' video. Like, well, come on, how could you not be upset, that black people are disproportionately negatively affected in America? You would have to be equally upset that white people are disproportionately negatively affected in Africa. Anyway, this has been Renemy Kylis. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, comment, subscribe, share everywhere. Bye bye.